California Dreamin' for round number 2 of Monday Night Madness, brought to you by the Oshawa Speedway. Dateline, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. We welcome you to another Monday Night Madness on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, brought to you by the Oshawa Speedway. We get set to go around this fun racetrack as we get ready for Open 358 action. First of 3 races here tonight. Open 358s are brought to you by Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. We're so glad you could join us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sicalo with you alongside Zach Chapman. Zach, we've had one great start to the season already, and it seems likely it's going to continue here tonight.
Yeah, man, last week, Monday night, it just got better as the night went on. They really pulled out the guns last Monday at Knoxville, and I imagine here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, it's going to keep on rolling. You're going to see guys really fight hard in qualifying here for these 5 bonus points, because the way they drove at Knoxville, points are going to matter all season. And, you know, if you can get 5 for the pole, you got to go get it now.
Absolutely. So, we've got qualifying that is just about set to go. We'll gather our first driver on the racetrack, and that'll be Brandon Templeton in car number 31. Of course, last week number 1 to kick off the 2024 spring season. And it was Dylan Kinsey that took home the season opening victory in what was a good race between him and Anthony Morano at the end, but behind them, it was jammed packed full of fun action, Zach.
Yeah, I see. I don't see one of those guys that was in the battle. Isaac, we're going to be missing him tonight, it looks like. That kind of stinks. He's always a lot of fun, and he's willing to throw it in there. And on the small racetrack, that always makes for some excitement. But, yeah, I mean, guys like Morano, Templeton, it looks like Templeton's actually on the pole right now. I mean, they're going to be guys that are really contending. And Anthony Morano, speaking of him, looking at the sheet right now, he's going to be real upset. He's going to miss out on bonus points here by 2 positions. He's in 7th. And he told us last week, Marty, he's really been working on that qualifying, but looks like he's just going to miss out again.
Couple of drivers working on laps here. Here's the 88 of Trent Verstraeten in 10th quick. As Zach mentioned, Brandon Templeton is the quickest at 14.7, followed by Randall Dixon, 14.77. Sam Bachman at 14.78. Randy Shreves, meanwhile, jumps up to the 10th spot on lap number 1. The 14.9 goes to 8th quick at a 14.88. Here comes Shreves off of turn number 4 at the line. 4th quick, 14.82. Kelly Wheeler just crossed the line, and he goes, I believe, a better lap time, if I recall correctly. Final lap here for Steve Bixler. This is his first lap, technically. He won't be able to get a second lap at the top, and he's 24th quick. Nice car count here tonight. 26 drivers here, Zach. Qualifying is wrapped up.
Yeah, huge car count. We're going to need a B main tonight. That's always fun. Makes it a little more exciting for us. But, Marty, a little change of subject. I can't get this thought out of my head here. There's got to be a race where they come out of turn 4, turn left through the infield, run the mini track, come back out of turn 4 on the mini track, and then run the big track, right? There has to be. That looks like the most phenomenal track configuration.
Well, I don't know if you remember this here, Zach, but Vintage Monza, the oval used to go around that the first time completely, and then separated by that is a wall that puts you down throughout the road course.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I have to show you after this. I don't know if it's on this game. I know it's on Project Cards. I don't know if it's on iRacing, so I'd have to take a look, though. But regardless of that, we are ready to go for heat race number 1. And it's brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies, quality racing bodies produced by Dan Chapman, the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Here's your starting lineup. Jeff Barker, Kelly Wheeler on road number 1. Logan Wentz and Brandon Templeton on road 2. Connor Ross, Bud Molyneux, road number 3. And John Morano rounds out the field starting 7. Winner starts on pole. Top 4 drivers move on to tonight's feature. I believe we're going to do 1 extra lap here, and that is the case as you're on board with the Brew to Beast with the Steve King Foundation pace car in front of him. While we wait to go, green flag racing man versus the top 4 drivers. So who you got your eye on here, Zach?
Man, to make the invert, it's not like Connor Ross to be outside that top 4. So somebody on the inside of the top 4 better be saying their prayers because he's going to come fighting. But Jeff Barker on the bottom, I like him for the win. Let's see what he can keep up. He's been passing
Green
this guy.
flag, green
Green
flag.
flag is out, underway for heat race number 1. A lot of drivers hopping turn number 1, 4 wide with one on, scoring John Morano. Field makes their way through turns number 3 and 4. Wheeler and Barker door to door, and Kelly Wheeler. Field makes certain of this one. Wheeler though up the hill, Barker keeping it downstairs, looking for that race lead. Look how tight it is. Not a lot of room for action here, Zach.
Yeah, I think Kelly's making it a little easier on Jeff. He's going to clear him now, but Kelly, I've noticed, it looks like he's overdriving 1 and 2 a little bit. He's really going up there. If you look at Templeton behind him, Templeton gains a lot of ground in the middle of the corner. I think if Kelly could just not overdrive 1 and 2 as much, he'd be much quicker.
On the exit there, you saw Kelly pull away that time. Look at Logan Wentz trying to join the race second, and he nearly bites the cushion. Brandon Templeton does it around. Continues here. Top 4 drivers, all under a blanket with 2 laps to go here, Zach.
Yeah, you brought up the bouncing, Marty. Maybe that's why he's doing exactly what I said not to do, because their Templeton bounces again. I bet you Kelly's going up that high to avoid the bump, so don't take the broadcaster's word for it. Take the guy in the car. He's leading the race. He knows what he's doing.
One second as we're on the final lap of heat race number 1. Kelly Wheeler seems likely that he's going to take the pole here, but the question is who's second? Templeton or Barker. They're door-to-door off at turn 4. Barker a little bit too early on the throttle. Templeton second, Barker third, Wentz fourth. Molyneux, Ross, and John Morano down to our B main. So we get set for heat race number 2. Heat 2 brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League, from young guns to retreads, with setups used by Swan Speed Shop. The Flying Fry on pole position, that's Kevin Fry in 21. Next to him is James Bond, Michael Vecchio in the 007. Michael Vitale and Randall Dixon, they make up row number 2. Row 3, there's our man Dean Reynolds in number 79. Next to him, Jacob Brown in the 713. Rounding out the field, it's Butch Baker in car 97. Field rolls off here. While we were at it, let us know who you are rooting for in the chat this evening. We're going to pull up the chat right now and see who's checking in. Just yet, but we already got 15 viewers watching, 16 if you count the one on the Slide Job Racing Network. So thanks for joining us, everyone, this evening. While we were at it, Zach, who are you watching out for?
Man, I hate to sound like a broken record, but Dino, same situation as Connor Reynolds. Connor Ross. Connor Reynolds made him the same person. But Dino, man, he rarely ever misses out on that invert, so it's a little shocking to see him starting in 5th. He's a guy who's almost always towards the top 5 at the end of the feature, so look for him to try to make a hard charge if he can get up to the top.
The winner starts outside of row 1.
Green flag, green flag.
Next to Kelly Wheeler, green flag is out. Fry, lot of bumping up the hill, and it's 3 wide, the top spot down the back. Vitale has to back out of it. Michael, you got Randall Dixon around the outside looking for third, maybe go for second. That's Kevin Fry, that leads the opening lap here. Oh, Randall Dixon with contact from behind by Jacob Brown. Everybody hangs on, and through goes Dino to the final transfer spot, Zach.
Yeah, Dino just being patient on the bottom. 2 cars in front of him make contact, and he's there to pounce. Now I got to go see if he can get third.
We're going to race for 5th. Jacob Brown shows the door. Moved him up the track. Little beef going on early here. Oh, Big Rock. Reynolds hooked with the 007, and D keeps 4th. Randall Dixon goes through to 3rd.
What did we just see, Marty?
Well, we're going to show you here. We'll pull up our first Malcolm's Mills.
Now we haven't got a battle for the lead, too, at the same time.
Brian Vitale for the top spot. Look at that. Vitale started 3rd. And he may take the lead away. 1 lap to go, Zach.
Yeah, you know, and you brought it up. And now he gets rear-ended a little bump from front, but they're going to live the race another day here. Vitale checked up on the first lap there when he was 3 wide on the bottom. he doesn't win this race if he drives it in there 3 wide. He wrecks and doesn't even make a transfer spot. So perfect example in how patience can win your race.
So Vitale starts on the front row, followed by Kevin Fry, Randall Dixon, and Dean Reynolds. Once this heat officially wraps up, they move to heat 3. We're going to go to the replay and show you what happened to cause that accident. So bear with us here as we have to rewind the tape. Dino just got a little bit too high and just hooked the 007, unfortunately. So, all right, we move on to heat race number 3, which is brought to you by Glen Ridge Motorsports Park, featuring Dirt Car 358 Modifieds, Pro Stocks, I believe Slingshots, as well as new for this year, the Rush Late models. Now every Sunday this summer. Harold Klump on pole position, the 555. Next to him, G.J. Boydell with the 014. Row number 2, Jason Butterfield in the 93, and Sam Buckman in the 107. Row number 3, rounding out the field, we got a pair of 83s. Dylan Kinsey inside the 083, and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, in car 83. Hey, you know, Monday Night Madness, as we always say, is brought to you by our good friends of the Osh Weekend Speedway. Want to make a real quick congratulations to former Osh Weekend Speedway race director Doug Leonard. He's also done race directing for the Super Dirt Car Series, announced today. He's the new race director for the World of Outlaws. Very happy for you, Doug. Looking forward to seeing you personally at Weed Sport this year. Green flag is out, meanwhile, for heat racing.
Yeah, Greg Boydell with one of the better starts we've seen for the outside line. Didn't let the leader break away. Now we've got a battle for the lead right away.
Up to get a lot of throttle time there as everybody 2 by 2 off the turn. Dead even at the start-finish line between Boydell and Klump. And now everybody hopping around the Easter Bunny. Look at this. Sam Bachman tried to create a third lane. Boydell shut the door right in his face, Zach. Oh, he caught the wall.
Yeah, we saw how that worked for Dean Reynolds, man. I know you want to go up there and make it work even if you get a run, but that car that's running the middle, we all know that the high side's going to be his exit. They go up there, so you've got to make sure you're there on the back stretch, and you got a car beside him before you enter the turn, or you've got to expect to be pinched.
Butterfield had reminders to avoid hitting. Harold Klump could give Dylan Kinsey an opportunity. Look at this. Top 6 drivers all under a blanket for this race lead with 2 to go, Zach. 2 by 2, pace laps at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, Sam's trying to be as patient as he can, but it just doesn't seem like Greg's entering 3 high enough. He just doesn't get the run going down the front stretch that Sam gets, but Greg's able to clear him at the line last lap.
This is going to be wild here on this final lap. Boydell does some hopping. Klump with a bike down the backstretch. Who is going to start third? Oh, Boydell got a bumper by the 007. Klump's able to clear. Beating and begging for fourth. Brandon Dittmer steals the final transfer spot from Sam Bachman. Dang.
Yeah, tough deal for Sam. Seemed like he was just a little frustrated running behind, but, you know, you don't want to overdrive it there on the last lap. He did hit the brakes to not wreck Greg, but you saw it cost him 2 spots.
One more heat race left to go. Heat race number 4 brought to you by our friends at Catalytic Recovery, an official partner of the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Here's the starting lineup. Gavin Chatham in car 99 starts on pole position. Next to him is Trent Verstraeten in the 88. Row 2, Anthony Morano in the 32. Next to Randy Shreves in the 56. And row 3 at Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218. And the mayor, Steve Bixler, in the 75. Catalytic Recovery, by the way, for those wondering who they are, buyers and processors of catalytic converters and scrap metal. With competitive and honest pricing, serving upstate and central New York, western Vermont, and Massachusetts areas. Set to go green here. Zach, who are you watching out for?
You know, Gavin Chatham on the pole, he's always going to be tough. Anthony Morano, he's going to be definitely fighting for the points, but I like Trent Verstraeten on the outside right now. He likes running the high side, and it seems like that's the place to be. We'll have to see what kind of start he gets.
Here we go. Winner starts outside row 2. Top 4 transfer. Everyone else to the B main. Green flag is out. bumps and bad starts. Gavin Chatham immediately clears for the lead. Morano taking a peek underneath for the second spot. Trees looking for that third through at the top shelf, but it's covered right now. Morano hits the berm, hangs onto it for right now. Randy
Yeah, I think if Anthony sees a gap here coming off before, he's got to get up or he's going to lose that spot because Shreves is really fast on the ice. And seems like Trent's slowing him down a little bit.
Heard it there, Randy Shreves caught the wall. That cost him third position. And Morano has 3 spots. Yeah, he'll lose because of her 4 spots left. 3 laps complete, halfway home. Morano with the fight, looking for second. The low line worked really well for him last week, Zach, but was unable to close in on Dylan Kinsey at the end.
Yeah, you got to wonder if he's got the right gear in it, but I mean, he's running real well. He's able to pass Trent, but Gavin's kind of in his own league right now, so I'm sure in warm-ups he'll be looking to make some adjustments on this thing.
How about Kurt Schatzer trying to be a spoiler to Randy Shreves, working on the white flag. Gavin Chatham out in front. Schatzer makes his move underneath. Verstraeten holds up Randy Shreves. Schatzer may have an opportunity. Takes a peek downstairs. Shreves still held up by Verstraeten. Checkered flag coming. Schatzer doesn't have enough. Yeah, I think he slid a little bit too far out much off of turn 4. If it wasn't for it, Zach, I think Shreves has the final transfers. I think Schatzer, rather, has the final spot.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you get a little excited when you see you're that close to a guy when there was that big of a gap, and I think he just stepped on the throttle a little too fast. I think you're right. If he just keeps his cool and keeps it on the bottom, maybe he makes it in on a transfer spot, but still put himself in a good spot to start this B-main.
Time for the B-main, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, and here's how they line up. Bud Molyneux starts on pole position in the 883. Next to him, Jacob Brown in the 713. Row 2, Sam Bachman in the 107. And Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row 3, Canada Connor Ross in the 35. And Butch Baker in the 97. Row 4, Dylan Kinsey in the 083. And the mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75. Rounding out your top 10, it's John Morano in the 33 and Michael Vecchio, also James Bond in the 007. We are taking the top 8 to the feature. Bottom 2 will either be getting set up for the Rebels or taking a 1-hour beer break or won't be racing at all.
My mind's blown, yeah. I think that one car is supposed to be 107, but there are 2 007s right now.
Going green this time by. We'll focus on the man that is an 8. Once we wrap up lap number 1. Ready for the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Molyneux immediately touches the berm. A lot of guys moving around up top. Sam Bachman looking underneath for the 2 spot, which he does. Meanwhile, 713 up the hill. Connor Ross contacting Kurt Schatzer. He catches it. Oh, maybe not. Baker caught the back of him. Kinsey sideways. Bixler sideways. Somebody escaped this mess, for crying out loud. Dylan Kinsey the first to escape the damage. Then John Morano catches the wall. And now it's Morano and Bixler for the final spot. What in the world is going on here, Shaggy?
Yeah, just some people, I know you want to start up as quick as you can, but when you're in 4th, 5th, you know, no reason to be aggressive. Let the guys behind you duke it out. And we see sometimes that's going to make you want to hit the rewind button, Marty.
I know yesterday in the winged sprint feature, I was starting 8th in that race, and I was in the final transfer spot after lap 1. I decided not to pass that point because it wasn't even worth it. So Bixler nearly closed in on John Morano. It seems like he's better in 1 and 2 than he is 3 and 4.
Yeah, and behind him, Connor Ross is coming right up on Bixler, so if Morano has any slip-up, we are going to have a battle here for the final transfer.
Bixler went up the track, though. Very surprising, though, to see Connor Ross in this position. We've got 3 to go in this B-main.
Yeah, you just, like I said, I think him and Chats are both just being a little aggressive there. I think they made some contact on the front stretch, and that's what's got Connor into this mess. Now he's got to race his way out of it.
Meanwhile, the race for the lead, we haven't even focused on that. But Molyneux and Sam Bachman, winner starts 17th. And Bachman's got a chance on Molyneux. Does he go to the different line? Bachman, top shelf, where Mama hides the cookies. Tries the crisscross off for 4. Photo finish, but it's Molyneux who takes it. Now we go to the race for 8. John Morano, by just under a second on Bixler, will start the race tonight from last. Folks, we have a hell of a feature around the corner. You're not going to want to miss it. Weekend Speedway warm-up watch time. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're back here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, moments away from our first feature of the night. Again, let us know who you are rooting for in the chat. This is going to be a fun one without question. Warm-up's currently happening, and it's Brandon Templeton the quickest at a 14.85. Zach, you and I were talking about this earlier, but you know, with a tight track like Kern Raceway, I don't think we're going to be surprised if we see a bunch of
No, you know, the guys are being pretty patient right now in warm-ups. I'm seeing guys even try the middle if they're a little frustrated with the guy in front of them. But, you know, my point to Marty was, yeah, we have plenty of racing room, but you saw guys entering turn 3 a little bit lower in the middle, trying to run the high side. And we saw contact, I think, in 3 out of the 4 heat races where a guy gets frustrated and rear ends the guy in the middle of the corner. And, you know, we might see that as we go through the feature if you're fighting for 15th and you think you got a car that should be fighting for 5th. But we'll find out.
Well, we'll see what happens. Time for our first feature of the evening. Let's meet the field and give you your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, it's Kelly Wheeler in car number 110, and next to him, Michael Vitale in the 213. Row 2, Harold Klump in the 555, and Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row 3, Brandon Templeton, Pete Temps in the 31, and the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry in the 21. Row 4, G.J. Boydell in the 014, and Anthony Morano in car 32. Rounding out the top 10, the Brewer to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513, and Randall Dixon in the 011. Row 6, it's Butters, Jason Butterfield in the 93, and Trent Verstraeten in the 088. Row 7, Logan Wentz, the 118, and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row 8, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and Randy Treves in the 56. The rest of the field looks like this. Row 9, Bud Molyneux and Sam Bachman. Row 10, Kurt Schatzer, Michael Vecchio. Row number 11, Dylan Kinsey and John Morano. Rounding out the field, those two, a row in front of them though, Butch Baker and Michael Vecchio. All right, field is rolling off here, moments away from showtime. Final thoughts here, Zach, as we get things going.
Man, put all the names in a hat and pick one out. Anybody could win this thing. Got a bull ring. Guys get to work on their setup, so should be able to run wherever you want. This one should be real exciting, Marty.
Steve King Foundation pace car already on pit road. And it's Callie Wheeler and Michael Vitale set to bring us the Lucy Olsen start. Back at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, Open 358 modified action. 24 cars ready to do battle off of turn number 4.
Green, green, green.
It's time to get it on. Vitale leads, Kelly Wheeler, Gavin Chatham, Harold Club, Kevin Fry, Brandon Templeton, lap 1, led by Vitale. Oh, Club goes around, and here we go, wadding a bunch of them up, 5, 6, maybe 10.
No caution.
All right, man.
There we go.
Caution is out.
Wow, that took a while.
Yeah, it took a little while, but they got to be careful here. Everybody's got to check up here. Wheeler and Vitale were door to door. I was baffled too on why we had no yellow.
Yeah, that was, I almost thought for a second I was about to jump and look in the settings to make sure they were on. I was already hopped and looking on the UI. That was a little sketchy.
Here's Harold Plump to show you what happened to him. This guy to Gavin Chatham, that sent him sideways, and this entire high side has absolutely nowhere to go. Right on board with Kevin Fry. Let me know when you green here, Zach.
Sounds good. Yeah, speaking of Kevin Fry, Marty, let me know how bad that is because he got a spot back. He got to come back to 4th. So
wow.
Big luck for Kevin Fry there.
Big break there for Kevin for sure. He was able to get that car back straight before the yellow wave. Here's Randall Dixon.
All right, man. Light you back on the pace car.
They're having a little trouble lining up the field here, so they're going to extend it a little bit, Marty, so you got plenty of time.
All right. Let's see here. Still have the lights on. Let's ride on board with Dean Reynolds. We had a big one in lap 2 of our Open 358 race at Limerland last week. That was a lot bigger though than this though.
I think they could be going here, Marty.
All right. And that they are back to green.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be the start, so they're having a little bit of trouble with the pace car. I think they're supposed to go this time by.
All right, man. Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Yeah, not going green this time. You see the Steve King Foundation pace car having some technical difficulties right now with our flag indicator, so try and get that fixed up here for you as soon as possible. But right now it is Vitale off to a good start here in this 213er.
Green flag.
Now
green
we're
flag.
good.
Great restart for Vitale.
Checked out to the hotel. Wheeler second, Chatham third, Fry fourth, and Templeton fifth. Watch the second on your screen. Channel headed back out of it a little bit. Kelly Wheeler goes up the hill. Nice Yano in the center of the corner. Look out. Coming from the sand and back to yellow. I believe the yellow is for John Morano in the number 33. So back to caution here once again. Caught the wall pretty good, and Dylan Kinsey gave him a nice little assist to center the ground, but kept the car going there. That's a pretty good look into that wall.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised though we didn't see him pull in the pits there and use a quick repair, because yeah, that looked like a pretty big lick there.
Notable right rear damage on car number 033. Lights are off, coming green this time. Tally selects the bottom here.
Green flag.
Jump from Vitale. Wheeler and Chad up just barely touched. The 99 trying to hang on to it. Here comes Kevin Fry trying to attack who's sideways. Chad though goes around after Fry and no yaw. And we're wadding them up once again. A lot of guys having a shortcut through the sand. Back to yellow. Templeton got a good piece of it too. Tough break for Gavin running inside the top 5. You got to look at what happened. So Zach, it all starts right here with that contact with Shadow. And he hits the infield curbing. And I think he would have been able to keep it straight for what in fact Kevin just had absolutely no yaw.
Yeah, it looked like Kevin, maybe he tried to turn in a little early, and he had Templeton behind him, so they made a little bit of contact, and that sent Fry in there real sideways, and I mean, that didn't leave Gavin much room on the bottom, so I don't really blame Gavin for that much, I mean.
Looks like a party at Port Royal right now with what we just saw. If you know, you know. Once again, Steve Foundation pace car back on pit road, and this is a single file restart, so we're back to the green flag here in just a moment.
Green.
Car coming out of the pits.
AJ Boyd down the wall was just exiting pit road. That could have been dangerous though, Zach.
Yeah, that was scary. I know he's kind of trying to stay out of the way, go slow, but some people are running the high side, so maybe a better timely exit, but good thing nobody got hurt.
Straight and longer way around. The Doran Logan went behind them. Sam Bachman with a good run. Start 18, he's up to 8.
Yeah, up 10 spots. Almost your hard charger. Dylan Kinsey up 12 spots, up into 11th right now, but they're both really on the grind.
Kinsey started back in the 23rd position for sprint. In fifth, Logan Wentz up to 6. And look out, Jeff Crawford touches the bird. Meanwhile, Michael Vitale, quickest lap of the day, 9-6.
Yeah, and that's last time by. That's pretty unbelievable. Nobody else even in that area code right now, Marty.
Kevin Fry, Anthony Morano, both get tight. This is the race for the bottom 7 podium. Morano started back in the 8th position, didn't have a good qualifying run that he wanted, and it was just steady to the line. I think Morano may have edged him out.
Yeah, if he didn't edge him out last lap, looks like he's going to edge him out here. He does not want a caution in the next 10 seconds here.
Best car right now, either Brandon Templeton or Michael Vitale. Vitale pulling away those from Kelly Wheeler.
Oh, Kevin Fry around.
Big run.
Caution is out.
And somehow nobody else was involved in that but the flying fry. Pop up a replay and show you what happened to Kevin. Racing with Morano. That was a good race that we were seeing on track at the same time. Great to both them. Thankfully, not a lot more cars were involved, as that could have been a horrible accident. Right on board with Kevin. That's one that Kevin's going to be angry about for sure.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's one of those Trent maybe should have backed out, but I guess he felt like he was holding his line. Kind of a racing deal. I think when Kevin goes back and looks at it, he might not be as angry as he is right now, but he'll definitely be a little frustrated.
Well, we will try this once again.
Green flag, green
Back
flag.
to the green flag. Nice jump from Vitali around the second. Brandon Jefferson, I believe we're hearing he may be having some internet issues. At the moment. He's looking on and off. Good to see with the infield. Not too sure about what happened. Meanwhile, Morano's on the chart. Second on California.
I mean, this man does it every week, Marty. Comes out of nowhere, cautions out.
Not too sure for who. I believe it may be for Green out. Have to go through and see. Yeah, Templeton was stopped. Waiting to let drivers go by and just at a slow pace. That just brings the yellow flag out. That's one of the stranger yellows that we have seen on iRacing.
Yeah, good to know, you know, they'll give us a caution for a guy sitting still in the infield to let people by, but whenever we had that first stack up, it took about 5 or 6 seconds of cars sitting still for a caution, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll try this once again. Vitali, bring us back to green as we are past halfway.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. Vitali, hold serve, Morano again, trying to keep underneath.
Yeah, he does such a good job on those restarts, Marty, that they need, you know, 2 or 3 laps to even think about catching up to him. So they want to get him. They got to get it quick.
This is a track that is tough to pass. Let's go back to the race for Fett. How about Sam Bachman continuing to make moves? If he passes once for Fett, he'll be up 13 spots.
Yeah, and I think the impressive thing about Bachman is it doesn't look like, you know, anybody else really wants to ride the direct bottom right now, but that's how he's getting it done. Caution's out again.
Back to yellow. See, this time is for Brandon Templeton. That may be the end of the day for him. Caught the wall and around he went. Ooh. Throttle longer than lost the right front speaker. Reminder, coming up next, we will have action of our Rebels here at Kern Raceway, so you won't want to miss out on that on Coast to Coast Racing Network. Field getting set to go on the green once again. Looking at the stats for Michael Vitale, would be his first ever modified win on Coast to Coast. Does have one career win that he picked up on May 20th, 2022 in a limited late model at I-55. Best made it through the modifieds, second a total of 6 times.
He's not Michael Waltrip yet.
It's true. Vitale, good job. Wheeler with an interesting pace start. Harvick somehow darted to the right. Like there was a lag for a moment. Could give Morano a chance to go for second here possibly. We'll just have to see. Back to Logan Wentz and Sam Bachman in the race for fifth.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see if Sam, you know, likes the bottom, if that's where he prefers being, or if that's just kind of he's down there by necessity, because he's gained a lot of spots, and maybe if he could claw his way past and get up to the high side, he might be able to do some damage.
Morano trying to make a charge on Kelly Wheeler for second. Let's see what happens here. 9 laps to go, meanwhile, for Michael Vitale. Every lap so far in this race. Over, straighten, and Wentz both catch the wall. Somehow they hang on to it, Jack.
Yeah, they're going up there searching for every inch of room, really running out of room up there on the high side, but Vitale's showing them the way. He's driving right in there through that slick. It's all about throttle control and entry, and he's got a lot of tack on the exit there in the middle.
Bachman in that 107, trying to use the low line to his advantage. Follows Wentz that time. He likes the high side in 3 and 4. First the low line 1 2. This time he goes high with 7 to go. And again, Wentz in the wall and hangs on to it. Back to second. Wheeler and Morano. See Morano diving in the corner that last time by. It's on board from back of Kelly Wheeler. Straight in with a slide job on Logan Wentz for 4. Meanwhile, 5 laps to go for Michael Vitale, who's led every lap of this race today. Another look real quick at the 5-lap average, 1.5 second lead for Vitale, and he is running away with it, Zach.
Yeah, there, Anthony Morano, he tried something different, tried to go on the bottom there in 1 and 2. It looked like he had a good run on Wheeler, and Wheeler got a little sideways in front of him. And Morano checked up, anxious to see if he goes back down there again, and he is. He's starting to run that line the leader's running.
He started in 23rd. He is running in 9th. 2 to go, meanwhile, for Michael Vitale.
Yeah, Michael Vitale's just hoping the rest of the field behaves themselves, because if he can get this white flag, Marty, it's all she wrote.
It is. Barney waves the white. 1 lap to go. Michael Vitale in the Vitale Motorsports Enemy Consulting, number 213. First modified win, second career coast-to-coast win. Checkered flag, Vitale wins it. Coming in line for second, Wheeler and Morano just about crashed as Wheeler edges out to 32. Michael Vitale, who takes it home here tonight.
Yeah, dominating fashion, Marty. 30 laps, flag to flag. What a show by Michael.
Dylan Kinsey, your biggest mover, up 15 spots here. A reminder, coming up next is the Rebels. Here comes your top 3. Plus Bachman and Wentz, and probably, I think there may be a race breaking out on the mini surface of Kern, possibly. Nope, everybody's good. Pop up the results here on your screen while we await your top 3 finishers. A lot of key drivers out there. How about Jeff Barker finishing 6th? Nice run for him, good consistent effort. Butch Baker as well, should give credit to him after starting 21st. Look at 11th through 20th. Gavin Chatham, a tough break, was involved in a spin earlier today, as was Kevin Fry. They were both running here in the front. And then here's a look at 21 through 24. 21 drivers somehow finishing on the lead lap in the end. All right, just waiting on your top three here, and we can begin with Anthony Morano in the number 32. Anthony, you tried everything to get Kelly Wheeler there. What was your approach coming on in here tonight?
Survival.
Survival? That's it?
That was the whole approach. Don't get wrecked out. Keep the nose as clean as possible and hope for the best.
Was it also a track at the same time that was very tough to pass on?
Yeah, I mean, I know I saw my teammate Dylan there. I think he started like 23rd or something, but he managed to get himself up to 8th. So I mean, that's a hell of a drive for him. But yeah, it's definitely not the easiest track to pass on, and it's definitely not the easiest track to pass on and do it clean. Coming there to the finish line, me and Kelly are going for it. I know he's going to come up a little bit. Most I can do is just try to squeeze in there and ride it out against the wall and see what happens. So that's just the way it went, and I knew it was going to happen. There was no two ways around. And Kelly's in my Discord, and I knew he was going to do it. It's just how it works. There's no way around it, but we both made it out through it and takes third and go on to hopefully a bit bigger of a track next week.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I thank my wife Sherry, my teammates at FTM, Dean over at Super Dirt Car, Logan at Hi Mom Lynn's, Swan Speed Shop for this setup, Expert Installation, DJ Sim, Marty, you for doing a broadcast over at Coast to Coast.
All right, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, man, and best of luck next week.
Thanks, Marty.
So Morano, our third place finisher. Let's go to the man that finished in second, Kelly Wheeler. Kelly started from pole here tonight. Kelly, give me an idea on how your race went from your perspective.
Well, I haven't been having very good luck the last couple of times over here, but I'm just glad I had pretty good luck tonight.
What positives do you take away out of this run?
Just learning more throttle control the slicker the track gets.
Who do you want to
Because I was getting looser, and Anthony was catching me more.
Gotcha. All right. Well, a great run for you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I got a shout-out to my wife. I got to thank my sponsors, Dan S. Side and Remodeling, Ingersoll Rand, the guys over at FTM for letting me run with them. I got to thank you for doing your broadcasting and all, and I got to thank C2C for giving us a good place to race.
All righty, well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best luck next week.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
So Kelly Wheeler finishing in second. Let's go to your race winner here this evening, and
Thanks,
Michael Vitale dominating this one, leading every lap. Michael, congratulations. This is your first ever modified win at Coast to Coast, so how does this one feel?
This one feels real good there, buddy. It's nice to start out in the front and kind of have a little clean air, and I'm stoked. I'm stoked.
Was this a race going on in where it was extremely important to make sure you had a really good qualifying time, or I should say a really good starting spot for the heat trying to finish?
Yes, absolutely. And that was one of the things I focused on in that heat race, was just to try to get out in front, because I knew if I could win the heat race, I'd be up there in the front. Such a small track, hard to pass, it's tight. So yeah, qualifying was definitely key.
All those cautions throughout the race, that had to have been pretty tough. It seemed like, did you want to have the long run though, or not really?
You know what? I wanted the long run because I just felt more comfortable. I'm not the greatest on restarts, and getting the feel. The car is still a little loose, and when you're first getting in there, and I want to make sure I hit the corner right. At least with the long runs, I could just start hitting my marks and keep it going. And I just knew once we had the cautions, cars were going to stack back up, and then and I'm like, okay, who's going to come under me? Who's going to go around me? Because nerves get you.
Absolutely. Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I want to give a shout out to everybody at the Vitality Motorsports, Billy Roberts over at Gears Unlimited, my teammate, my other teammates, Randy, Jake, Anthony, Nick, Eli, you for putting on the broadcast, and Coast to Coast for letting me run here week in and week out.
You deserve it, man. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Michael Vitale gets it done here tonight. And with that being said, we will step aside. Rebels coming up next. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion, trying to be a
Bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Right when we talked about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
beautiful sunset here at Kern Raceway. CC Dean Reynolds. We get set to go for Rebels action here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Scala with you alongside Zach Chapman. Zach, we got another high car count here. We will have a B main here this evening with over 24 drivers. Let's talk about the Rebels coming on in. We saw Ross Carina. He's now down in Rebels this season, not in Renegades. He dominated race number 1, picking up the win.
Yeah, we all know that's not a skill issue. Just a little bit of incident points can be a problem sometimes. You just got to make sure you avoid contact in this league. That's a big no-no. They really penalize you for it, as they should, because in real life, if you keep tearing up your equipment, you're not going to be able to replace it every week and be fast. So I understand the concept, but he's definitely in a league of his own here. When he hooks the car up and gets everything together, he just needs to qualify well and keep himself out of the mess.
Absolutely. Let's pull up the times here. Why don't we? Carina, the quickest driver at a 12:14. Then it's Zach Neubauer, second. Nice time for him at a 12:02, I believe that is. And then you also have Kyle. It's either Fahey or Fahy. Faye. I believe it's Fahey.
I went to school with a girl with that last name, and that's how she pronounced it. So I'd go with Fahey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Qualifying underway now here. We'll see who gets the quickest time. First driver we will watch on track. Why don't we watch the Bassman? Roger Craig, brand new paint scheme in the number 747. Now in his own race team with Roger Craig Racing. I was with him in chat during the GT3 races. I had nobody in Venom to hang out with. And yes, I know it's a win for me last night at the Charlotte Roval. Technically, that's the first win for Roger Craig Racing because I was in chat, correct?
Theoretically, but you know, we've been giving Connor a hard time in the Gambler chat. We told him it's Roger Connor Racing, that Connor plans to leave Gambler and he plans on teaming up with Roger. We'll have to see. Only time will tell.
How about Brandon Dittmer to the top of the charts here at a 13.7. Nice lap time for the Spider Monkey. Lap 2 was even better, off by 500ths, but a great first lap for him. Let's go to Trent Verstraeten, who is 7th quick at a 14.14. Dean Reynolds up to 4th at a 13.96. Here comes Verstraeten off the corner. Let's go to Steven Stewart here. Stewart across the line. Did he do better? Off the mark just a bit. Gavin Chatham now off at turn number 4. This is a slower lap for the driver of car number 99. Here comes Joe Backus into turn number 3 and 4. We'll get you Ross Carina in just a moment. We know he is on the track right now. As Backus goes across the line, he is 16th quick at a 14.44. Carina, meanwhile, on his first lap, is 10th at a 14.16. Remember, top 4 drivers get inverted, so still not out of the picture just yet. Could be a better lap for Carina. Better in Sector 1. How about in Sector 2? He's slow. This could be close. What a lap. 13.86.
Yeah, P5. He will be happy with that.
And Brandon Dittmer is the quickest driver here. And so he'll start 4th for Heat 1. We're ready for our first heat, which is brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Here's the starting lineup. J.J. Odell on pole position. Next to him in the number 52. That is Zach Neubauer. Row number 2, it's the boss, Ross Carina, in the number 10. And the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, in car 83. Row 3, it's the mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75, and Jacob Brown in the 713. Rounding out the grid tonight, Jack Clevenger in car number 78. As we get set to go here, Zach, who are you watching out for closely?
Well, honestly, I'm keeping a look in at Dittmer. I mean, obviously pole shitter, but he's stuck on the high side, and I went out there and test drove a little bit with everybody in warm-ups, and it seemed on this track, most people, like we saw, were committed to the bottom. It's really tough to get the high side going right now. The track's really beat up, and like we saw in the modified race, it is bumpy. The bumps translated to this race as well, so it's tough to run that high side, especially in 1 and 2, without getting over the bumps. So anxious to see how Brandon does up there. He's got to get down quick if he wants to go for the lead.
Couple drivers here checking in the chat. First off on Coast to Coast Racing Network, hello to Chris, who was rooting for the 007 earlier. I believe that was Sam Bachman. And same with Duante. Dylan Kinsey says, how about his charge? 23rd to 8th. Not bad of a charge out there, Dylan. Hello to Jordan Fuller watching on the Slide Java Racing Network, as well as Dave. Dave with, I don't know what it is with St. Augustine. One degree this time by. The winner is on pole here this evening.
Yeah, and you heard Vitaly say in his interview, that clean air out front, that was everything for him. He said it was a big deal starting out up front, so you're going to see the guys really get the gloves off for this one.
Well, we will see what happens. Green flag out for heat race number 1. Odell washes up the hill, 3 wide already for the lead and through. Goes Ross Corinna, it's Neubauer and Odell touch.
Yeah, and Dittmer, the big beneficiary from that. He's able to go to the bottom, and now he's fighting for second here.
Dittmer, though, touching the berm for just a moment. Looking at the race for the final transfer spot here. Here comes Jacob Brown trying to force his way through. Odell started on pole, and now he is back to fifth. Longer heat races in the sprint cars. Keep that in mind. 8 laps. Take the top 4. B-main, that's 10 laps.
Dittmer in the wall.
Mixler also scraped the wall as he hangs on. Meanwhile, it's Ross Corinna that's out with just about a 1-second lead in that Velocity Race Design number 10 ride. Neubauer loose on for 4. We watch the race for 4 still as Brown and Odell just about touch. On board with the 713. Better exit for Brown, but everyone just about dead even at the line with 3 to go here. Brown got a little tight there. Odell clears, Zach.
Yeah, able to get a big enough run off of 4 and have him push in the next corner, able to clear him. He's got to maybe block a little bit. You don't want to go through the B main tonight, Marty.
Not one, that's for sure. Man, Dixler got the wall pretty good. It's like something broke on that race car. Brown sending it here. We're on the white flag. Meanwhile, 1 to go for Ross Corinna. Brandon Dittmer trying to close at number 83. But the boss started on pole tonight in the number 10. Dittmer second. Neubauer third. You go to the race for 4th. Brown trying to close in. Oh, man, 1 more lap. He may have had something to roll down.
Yeah, Brown thought better of it. You know, starting on pole for the B main. He doesn't want to be in the B main, but if you've got to be in it, you might as well start up front. No reason to be too aggressive.
Heat 2 brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports. Here's the starting lineup. Greg Parmalee on pole position. Next to him, Trent Verstraeten in the 088. Row number 2, Dean Reynolds in the 79 and Brian Dickens in the 122. Rounding out the grid, Joe Backus in car number 46 and the 16 of Kyle Fahey. So
I didn't even notice poor Dino qualified 6th. He missed out on bonus points by 1 spot again, Mark. He can't catch a break.
Yeah, he cannot catch a break for sure. So I thought of something too last night, and I told Roger this after I won. This is pretty funny. I think I have also learned that iRacing is not a sim, that's a game. You want to know how? Left from last night. Here's how. Last night in the rain at Charlotte Roval, the fireworks went off. Not a sim. Not a sim, guys.
Oh, you can do it. Rednecks can figure out anything, Marty.
Ah, Shaggy. All right, winner starts outside front row, and once again, we're taking the top 4 drivers. 25 people watching right now. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Green flag, green flag.
As here we go, the green is out. Verstraeten may have a go at this off in turn number 2, and he does. Ryan Dickens up to second. Dino looking around the outside of Parmalee for third. Parmalee got a little sideways, too much throttle early. And that puts him back into the 4th position here, Zach.
Yeah, real quick, lost 3 spots, but hopefully he can settle in 4th because that's the last transfer position. So that's probably what he's looking for.
Kyle Fahey in his debut, trying to close in, make his first feature. A little bit too high as he caught the wall, nearly catches back as the 46 moves up into 5th. We've got a race for the lead though, as Brian Dickens trying to close in on the Venom Racing 88 for straight in here, Zach.
Yeah, he's got that dirt track bank machine really running right now. He's running a different line than Trent 2 and 3 and 4. You see he finds that little bit of tack in the middle, but doesn't really have the speed that Trent has on exit. He's just gaining him a little bit more on entry.
Dickens also at the same time, he does a pretty good job at some of these smaller tracks like this one. Also a track like Lucas Oil, which seems a little bit similar.
Yeah, and you know, tracks, the smaller tracks, you're turning the car a lot more with the throttle. I mean, you always turn the sprint car with the throttle, really. But these, you know, he just can burp the gas a little bit. He's real good at being sensitive with that throttle to help him turn.
2 laps to go. Parmalee up by 1.6 seconds on Backus for the final 35. Final lap underway for Trent Verstraeten, who barely caught the wall. And Dickens
Yeah,
is
you can
closed
see
in on
it
him.
there. He really caught him there, Marty, but he's not going to have enough time, I don't think.
Well, unless Verstraeten runs out of gas. Here they come off at turn 4. Verstraeten wins heat 2. Dickens second, Reynolds third, and Parmalee fourth.
Yeah, I think we're starting in 4th place. Dickens is definitely going to be happy with that. He knows he has a fast car, but got 30 laps to pass guys in the feature.
Absolutely. So now we move on to Heat 3, brought to you by Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. And here's the starting lineup. Brady Floyd on pole position in car number 53. And next to him, it is Kevin Fry, the Flying Fry, in the 21. Row 2, Steven Stewart in the 47 and Gavin Chatham in the number 99. Row number 3, Roger Craig, the Bass Man in the 747, and Talon Ulibarri in car 19. Set to go. Who are you watching out for here, Zach?
I mean, we've seen guys go from 4th to go up there and battle for 2nd, but I think Gavin's the guy who might be able to go from 4th and battle for the lead. We'll have to see.
Here we go. We're ready for the green for Heat 3. Top 4 transfer winner starts inside row number 2.
Green flag, green flag.
Gavin Chatham trying to send it. Steven Stewart all the way on the berm. It's 3 wide for second. That helps out Kevin Fry get off to a heck of a jump. But Fry may have gotten too high on the racetrack. Chatham trying to close in as Fry leads lap number 1. Race for the 3rd position. Brady Floyd, Steven Stewart, Roger Craig, Talon Ulibarri. Here comes a run by the 47 around the outside, but back to the race for the lead. Chatham with a run on Fry.
Yeah, it just seems like the bottom isn't the place to be on the exit of 4. We're seeing guys be fast in the bottom in 1 and 2, but one around the top in 3 and 4. So I think Gavin's got to go up there behind Kevin in 3 and 4, get a big run, and think about throwing a slider in 1 and 2.
I'd watch out for Steven Stewart here, possibly one of the quicker drivers on track. He was quicker than Chatham that last time by. Now into the race for 4th, Brady Floyd losing steam. Here comes Roger Craig, looking for a transfer spot into the show. Oh,
all over him at the
hang on,
line.
Bass Man. What a wheelie by Roger Craig. How did he hang on to that?
He had him hooked with the fishing rod, Marty. He reeled him right back down.
That fishing rod did not break, nearly catches the wall, but now he's under attack by Ulibarri for 5th. Oh, and he's sideways. That's a tough break for Roger. Running out of time, to the race for 2nd meanwhile. Chatham and Stewart while Fry's running away with it. White flag out, final lap for Kevin Fry, who continues to rack off some quick laps. Start 3rd here. This could be a change amongst the top 4. Fry to the checkers and wins the heat. Chatham second, Stewart third, and Brady Floyd fourth. Race in the B main.
Yeah, Fry looked a little bit iffy there those first 2 laps. Allowed Gavin to get behind him, but once he got in his rhythm, man, he really he built up that gap in 6 laps basically. So good for Kevin.
Heat 4, meanwhile, brought to you by Catalytic Recovery. Here's the starting lineup. Mike Cranmer on pole position in car number 70, next to Bryce O'Dell in the 62. Row 2, G.J. Boydell in the 014, and Canada Connor Ross the 35. Row number 3, Joe Canales, Joe Dirt in the 1, and Sean Atkins in the 332. Alrighty, here we get set to go. Who you watching out for, Zach?
Well, I don't really know who Bryce O'Dell is. I think he may be one of the newer guys, so you got to keep an eye on him. It'd be cool if he could put a stamp on his career early, win a heat race, and start 4th tonight. But guys like Joe Canellis, Connor Ross, nobody's been able to go from 4th to 1st tonight. I thought a couple of them will do it, but they all get stuck at 2nd, so let's keep an eye on Connor again.
Alrighty, pace car is in. We're going green. Next time by. Winner starts outside row 2, top
Green,
4
green, green.
transfer. Here we go. Oh, top 2 hops. And Cranmer and O'Dell on the wall. Connor Ross gets a piece of it. G.J. Boydell likely going to win heat 4 here. But this is long heat. Let's keep that in mind, Zach.
Yeah, Connor just needs to be happy that he lucked out and got to 2nd. If I was in the Discord right now with him, I'd be telling him to calm down. That front wing's damaged, and you don't want to go in there and overdrive that thing and wreck it. But he's a young kid, and I'm sure he's going to go hard for this win.
Yeah, you can see it on that right panel of the front wing how bent it is. But look at this. He is still closing on G.J. Boydell really well. How about this lap time? 14:31. Boydell's 14:48 that last time by.
Yeah, it's really impressive. That's in dirty air with a damaged front wing. So, I mean, anytime you're in dirty air, the car's a handful. But I'll tell you what, he's got to be fighting that thing right now.
Good race for third, Canales and O'Dell, but Joder in the wall. Luckily, all the top 4 drivers in the top 4 will make it in. Mike Cranmer has called it a heat race and will race the B main. Sean Atkins did not take the green flag. Meanwhile, Boydell up the hill. Here comes Canada Connor for the race lead.
Yeah, I told you, he wants it, man. Every race is a feature to him. Those young kids, that reminds me of Blake Chapman. They're aggressive all the time. They don't know the off button, so he's going to go for it.
Trying to barely. If you win, you start 4th. If you lose, you start 8th. Ross lost a little bit, though, that last time by after Boydell had the quickest lap of 14:19. This time he picks up 2 more tenths on Connor.
Yeah, it seemed like Connor saw Greg
Look
mess
at
up,
this,
got the
though.
yips a little
Look at
bit.
this,
Now he gets
though.
a big run in 3 and 4. A white flag, Marty.
Connor Ross, top shelf, where Mama hides the cookies. Looking for the run off in turn 2. He may have to chastain it. Boydell, no, he was going up there. But Connor's got a chance off of 4. What a heist. Connor Ross with the heist of the century of 14:08 to close it.
4 tenths quicker than Greg on that last lap, Marty. Unbelievable. The kid just pulled it out of you-know-where.
Oh my gosh. That enough of a lane, and Ross steals one.
Yeah, and it looked like on entry Greg was going to go up there and block, which I thought he was for, I bet you he thought he was for a second, but Connor made that extra groove happen, and there's just nowhere for Greg to go.
Well, after 17 games last week, there's the proof. The voice is all better now and good to go. B-main time brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Jacob Brown on pole position next to Joe Backus, the 46. Row 2, Tally Ulibarri in the 19, and Mike Cranmer in the 70. Row 3, the mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75, and Kyle Fahey in the 16. Row 4, the masked man, Roger Craig, and Sean Akins in the 332. We had no call, Fahey or Akins on the grid. Clevenger did not start his heat, neither did Akins. I wonder who is going to be in the show. I don't believe Clevenger is eligible for Rebels. I believe he is in the Renegades. Patrick Spangler just popped up in chat and he said Connor Ross ran the hotline, and Ross said just for you.
Well, Connor's out there listening. You make sure that setup's in my my mailbox, kid.
All right, B main time, everyone in. So this is just, I believe, some extra practice for the drivers here. As we are ready to go, teammates inside the front 2 rows, and Brown and Ulibarri. Green is out. Brown moves sideways off of turn 2. Oh, he touches with Joe Backus. Somehow, Backus was able to hang on to it. I don't know how, but oh my goodness, this is way too tight quarters racing here.
Yeah, somebody needs to tell these guys that they're in the show that they don't want to have the guys in the trailer to work on these things in between races.
Sure, Ulibarri 3rd, Roger Craig 4th, and now Jacob Brown is cleared after his lap last time out with 14.72. And everybody now single file, closest race on track is Backus and Ulibarri for 2nd.
Yeah, and you know, you're seeing right now that it's just, you know, the drivers, especially here in the B, they're just running the line that's comfortable to them, because we all saw what Connor did on that last lap. That was a 14.0 on this same track, and he did it right against the high side. Right now, our fastest lap's are 14.5, so half a second slower than in that last feature.
That lap was done on the low side. Heads up. No one decided to run the cushion here. This low group set. Now we see someone up high. That's Roger Craig at 7.47. I think he's listening to us. I think he wants to try and see if he can get a fast lap, but that time he got a little too high.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's almost why not if you're in this thing. Everybody's in the show. Go out here and learn. It's got less people in the track now than you'll have at warm up. So you got a lot of the track to yourself. Go out here and try some things.
White flag this time by. Ulibarri has a chance at 2nd. That's a spot better in the grid. Jacob Brown watching this from behind. Here they come to the checkered flag. Jacob Brown to take the win here. Backus, Ulibarri, Craig, Mike Kramer, Bixler, and Fahey. So, preliminaries for the Rebels are in the books. We will step aside and go to break. Stay with us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network. back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Hey, Slide Job Racing Network has a new broadcast, new series that starts out tomorrow in conjunction with Wool Nelly Productions. It's the Luster Truck Cup Series. You're probably wondering what that is. It is not NASCAR trucks. We're talking Pro 4 trucks on asphalt short tracks, dirt short tracks, and even the regular dirt road tracks. Begin tomorrow at Larry Kinglaw's Langley Speedway for 30 laps. Begins at 8:30 p.m. Won't want to miss it on Slide Job Racing Network. That's going to be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, they turn out to be fun, Marty. I expect you to invite me to be a broadcast partner one night.
If you're free tomorrow night, come on out.
I'm there.
Alrighty. Warm-ups are complete, and Connor Ross is the quickest. And we are ready to go racing. Let's meet the field and give you your RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, the boss, Ross Carino in car number 10. Next to him is Trent Verstraeten in the 088. Row 2, the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry in the 21. And Canada Connor Ross with 35. Row 3, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. And Brian Dickens in the 122. Row 4, Gavin Chatham in the 99, and G.J. Boydell in the 014. Rounding out the top 10, Zach Neubauer in the 52, and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row 6, Steven Stewart in the 47, and Bryce Odell in the 62. Row 7, J.J. Odell in the 26, and Greg Parmalee in car number 4. And in row number 8, Brady Floyd in the 53, and Joe Canellis in car number 1. Rounding out the grid, Jacob Brown in number 713, and Joe Backus in the 46. Row number 10, round out the top 20, Talia Lamari in the 19, and Roger Craig, the Bassman in the 747. Row 11, Mike Cranmer in the 70, and Steve Bixler in the 75. Rounding out the grid, Kyle Fahey in the 16, Sean Aikens in the 332. No call for Aikens on the grid. All right, we get set to go here. Zach, who's your pick to win? I forgot to ask you that back in the Open 358s.
I would have picked Murano. I was thinking that to myself, so if we're honest, I would have picked the first one wrong. But, man, I really hate to show favoritism and pick my teammate, but he was fastest in warm-ups, and he was doing it on the high side, and he's starting fourth. So, got to watch out for Connor Ross and then, Brandon Dittmer. I'm stuck between those two, but I'm going to go with Connor Ross.
Alrighty. Set to go racing here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. 30 laps for the Rebels. It's the Lucy Olsen start. The points leader, the boss, and Verstraeten set to bring us to green. It's time to get it on. Off of corner number 4, Ross Carino leads the opening lap. Verstraeten second, Kevin Fry third, Connor Ross fourth. Tries to go around the outside, a little bit too high. Brandon Dittmer against the wall. Just when you watch the race underneath the third position, Dick is taking a peek on Connor Ross. Can it work here? No, Ross hanging on that high side once again, Dad.
Yeah, I think if he traps Ross on the high side, one and two,
Fry touch. Off and 2, they hang on to it though. I'm sorry, Dad.
Oh no, you're fine. That's definitely. Oh, and then Fry with the slider. Trent trying to cross back over, and Dickens was almost there. He checks up, and Ross gets into Dickens. Oh my gosh!
This is a wild start to this one, and Ross Carino is blown away from the thick of things. Dickens again low on Verstraeten for third. Dickens always likes that low side on the track. We got trouble. Mike Cranmer has crashed. No caution flag though. We stay green. He jumps into the pen, so we are fine for now. Keeping on racing. Pack closest race is
Connor in the wall.
Look at this pack for 12th. And to say that Connor's on the wall when he's sideways. Front wing is damaged big time. Dittmer with a slider, and him and Ross touch. They save it. That put Connor all the way back to 11th, Zach. That's a tough break. And look at the front wing. It wants to come off badly. Jacob Brown has crashed, and no caution.
All right, man.
Now we go to yellow.
Caution is out.
That's a tough break, Marty. There's nothing left on the high side 1 and 2. We're seeing guys slap the wall all over it.
Brown is spun. I believe that is in turn number 2. Let's look at a couple things here first off here, Zach. I want to begin with Mike Kramer, show you what happened there. Steered it, and suddenly he just pulled the car off. Strange. Now we show you Jacob Brown. Racing mid-packer in the back with Roger Craig. Got into a Neubauer and put him around. Man, Brady Floyd up on 3 wheels hanging on to it. Now Brown was able to keep it straight, but then once he got back on the track, sent the car around, the leaders approached him, that was a yellow.
This is not what the boss wanted to see up front, man. He was checked out,
not,
so
yeah.
he's going to have to see if he can do it again.
Off to a great start to things. We've got 1 lap to green. Gonna watch this from the aerial shot as we come to green here. Lap number 9, Carino on the inside. He's the control car.
Green flag, green flag.
The boss holds serve for right now. Dickens catches the wall as he races for straight in for 3rd. Gavin Chatham tries to get a say in this. Meanwhile, Dickens looking for 2nd here. Nice restart he had. Everyone pretty much in the same spots as they were on the restart here, Zach.
Yeah, I think the only one who's really showing any oomph to try to go get Ross right now is Brian Dickens, as he's trying to get that move done on the bottom. Just not a lot there in 3 and 4.
Yeah, nice side for place to be in Gavin Chatham. Just showed it in car 99. Moving his way up to 4th. Sideways off of 2. Nice save for now. Going back to Dickens, trying for 2nd. I don't, either he does like the high side or he's trying to save tires.
Yeah, I think he's just going to the bottom because that's the only way he can get around Kevin. He likes the exact line that Kevin does, but Kevin got in the wall, and now's his chance.
Up on 2 wheels, Dickens with a hell of a slider. And muscled his way up to 2nd, and he has it secured as the yellow is out.
Looked like maybe Kevin wasn't too happy about that,
I
but
don't think he was, honestly.
I don't see too much harm in it, to tell you the truth. It got a little messed up, and you've been running the guy real hard and clean. He messed up. You got to go for it when you have a chance.
Do they touch before we go to replay? I could not tell.
Pretty close, Marty.
Very little. Hey, buddy, it was just me. Zach Neubauer pulls the car off. That was not the cause of the yellow. This is the cause here with Greg Carmelie. Racing with Con Ross in 3. Oh, he got tattooed from behind by Steve Bixler.
Big thing about that caution flag, too, Marty. Dickens had just crossed the start-finish line, so he gets to keep 2nd place.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's right. Duh, my bad. Sorry, I was not trying to be sarcastic. It was dumb me for just a moment.
Oh, no. I mean, it was kind of like a really, because if you're 4th on back and, you know, you didn't complete your pass, you had to give it up. So he literally beat it by 1/4 of a second, half a second. Got real lucky.
5-lap average here at the moment currently has the nod to Ross Carino over Brian Dickens. They are the 2 best cars on the track. So we're coming back to green. 14 laps up on the board. Great jump from Carino. Try 1 second back. Watch out for a slider here possibly if they go at it into turn 3. Dickens finds a way to clear. Here comes Chatham for the podium on the flying fry. He's got the 3rd corner of a fry. Has to get Chatham to lane. I think they touched there, Zach.
Yeah, it looked like Kevin maybe just came up a little bit, but, you know, that's racing. That's what Brian did to him. So hopefully, you know, he's not too upset. Time to just keep moving on.
Dickens all over Carino. First challenge that Carino has had, and the boss nearly caught the wall as we're halfway home.
Yeah, he's going to look for it here, but he's just got to keep it straight on exit. Got to pinch it down, and he's going to lose a bunch of speed. he's got to try something in 1 and 2, but it's hard because Ross is running the same line as him.
Ross is running the slider line here. C2CRL just about caught the berm. That may have slowed him down just a bit.
Yeah, and I think Dickens is going to regret that he didn't run the high side in 3 and 4 there, because if he would have known Ross was going to run the bottom in 3 and 4, he 100% would have ran the top there and tried to get a run on him.
Too much throttle on corner exit for Brian Dickens. Behind them for third. Chatham attacking Fry for third. Bad exit for Fry off in turn 2. Chatham trying to attack. Car into pit road. That's Fahey. No caution. We stay green. Chatham's got to run though. Dickens just fell off the pace to Carino.
Yeah, he got in the wall going down the front stretch. Not a lot, but enough to make the car uncomfortable that he entered real high in 1 and 2, and he really had to check up. Lost a lot of time.
Hey, look who's in the 6th position. How about G.J. Boydell? A consistent run for the retread in the number 014. Oh, Kevin Fry just wrapped off in Chatham. And Steven.
Oh, Roger Craig wrecked. He was up 11 spots.
Oh, no. Dang it. 9 laps to go. Meanwhile, it's Steven Stewart wants 4th. How about Dino? Up to 6th. Steven Stewart, meanwhile, started back at 11. Is up to 4th. Currently your hard charger of the race. Boydell, meanwhile, leading on Reynolds. Fry tries to set it and doesn't work. Caution's back out.
Caution is out.
Steve Bixler and Greg Parmalee have crashed. Couple things to look at here. Gonna begin with the Bassman. He was running inside the top 10 behind Dean when he wrecked. Dicker had just made the pass on him. Just lost it all by himself. It's a heartbreak.
Oh, Roger messaged me. He didn't put enough gas in the car.
Oh, no. Dang, that's a heartbreak. And then you see your Parmalee in the back of the Bixler. They both go flying into the wall. Let's go on board Parmalee. Should be coming back to green here in about a lap. I just got that same message you did. He was on a charge from 20th to 8th.
Yeah, he was sniffing that top 5. He was quick. I was paying attention to him. That's a tough break for him. Coming through 4 here. Hopefully the final restart.
6 laps to go here when we take this green flag.
Green, green, green.
Carino holds serve. Everyone from second on back scattering. Shannon looking for an opportunity. Here comes Kevin Fry low on Steven Stewart. Stewart has it for now. A lot of beating and banging further back here, Zach. Not sure who it is. As Stewart catches the wall, Fry's got a chance to strike for 4th. He may have it here. Wow, what a fishtail off for 4th. He's got it. Now Dino in the back of Fry, and Reynolds goes around.
Caution is out.
Canellis catches it and saves it. Reynolds has lost the front wing. Oh, that's a tough break, but we may actually have another yellow cause here. Let's see here. Bixler may have been the cause of this yellow. Let's see here in this 75. Nope, this I don't believe was the caution. Bixler put it in the infield. I would certainly First off, look at that slider by Kevin Fry. Wow. Slider from hell there. Reynolds just got to Kevin Fry. Fry's corner, and the contact there with, I think that was the 62 of Bryce O'Dell. Just lost the front wing off the Dean's car. Dean's to the rear. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for a quick repair yet. See if he can get some more positions back. So right now your top 5, Corinna, Dickens, Chatham, Fry, and Stewart. If they're under 200, they're IL, they will be eligible to race tonight.
Yeah, week 2 of the season, so everybody's going to be eligible. That'll kick in next week. That'll start after they give you a 2-week, time period to, I guess, estimate what you're at.
3-lap shootout. Can Ross Corinna go 2 for 2 to start the season?
Green, green, green.
Fry trying to get the 3rd position back. Up the hill he goes. Steven Stewart may have something on the flying Fry for 4th. He wants to get that position back just off the slider. How about Brandon Dittmer looking for 5th? Final spot for Renegades on the line. The Spider Monkey's looking for it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you want to be caught on the high side in 1 and 2, but man, if you're willing to walk that wire like Dittmer did the previous lap, you get a hell of a run coming off 4, Marty.
Final lap underway for Ross Corinna in the Velocity Race Design Phantom Motorsports, number 10 through 3 and 4. 2 starts, 2 wins to kick off the season. The boss wins at the Kern Raceway. Dickens 2nd, Chatham 3rd, Fry 4th, and Stewart got 5th back from Dittmer at the end. What a race tonight. But in the end, it was all Ross Corinna.
Is that 2 flag to flag, Marty?
Yes it is. I think behind there I saw Fry and Stewart make some contact. Light contact. I don't think the 2 are really too pleased with each other. I don't know. Or exchanging pleasantries at least. So. Top 3 posing for a photo. So again, Ross Corinna starts from pole and leads all 30 here tonight. Dickens 2nd, Chatham 3rd, Fry 4th, Stewart 5th. They will move on to Renegades. Nice job from GJ Boydell tonight to get a 7th place finish. Biggest mover was Talon Ulibarri, finishing 11th after starting 19th, up 8 positions. And the rest of the field there, again, tough breaks for guys like Roger Craig, right in the top 10. So, I believe we have 3rd place with us, and we do have the entire top 3. So, we will kick off our interviews here with Gavin Chatham. Gavin, walk us through your race here tonight.
It was slick for sure.
Yes.
No, the track was just super slick, and it's kind of unfortunate because it just kind of leads to just one lane was kind of the fast slide. You had to be around there, and you kind of had to wait for somebody to make a mistake or kind of step on a throttle a little too much to spin the tires. You're able to get a run on them. Car felt great. I feel like we had a very good car. A car was capable of winning that race. It's just one groove and how slick it was just tough out there to pass. But Kevin and I had a great race there, and I felt like I could have had Brian definitely for 2nd there. I didn't have enough time for Ross, but I think a little to the outside of Brian, and he shut the door on me a little bit, which is fine. That's just racing. That's what you got to do. But yeah, I was just that last caution. I didn't want to see that because I think me and Brian were about to have a good me and Brian were about to have a good race there in that last caution, and it's so hard with a 2-lap shootout to get rolling, especially with how slick the track was.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I just want to thank you guys for doing an awesome job with the broadcast. I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing, all the sponsors, everybody behind the scenes, everybody that helps put this league on and lets us come out here and race. I want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Miller Time Motorsports, and Northeast Outlaw Motorsports. I want to thank all the fans for coming out and watching and supporting the series, and my fans as well for coming out and supporting.
All righty, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best of luck in Renegades.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, Gavin Chatham finishing 3rd. Let's go to Brian Dickens, our 2nd place finisher. Brian, give me an idea here tonight on what your approach was in trying to get Ross Corinna here for the lead.
I thought I had something for him about midway of the race. Then we had a caution and we took back off. About 2 laps, man. After that, it seemed like my right rear was like bald or something. I don't know. I had no grip from that point on. But before that, I felt pretty good about maybe taking the win, but after that, I was just holding on for dear life.
What positives do you take away from tonight here as a whole?
Just another good second place finish. Safe, decently clean race. That's about it.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
The Dirt Track Bank for everything they do for us. Everybody in racing in general. Hammer Down Racing, Kurt, Brandon, Joe, all those guys. M9 Performance. I definitely couldn't run it as good as I do in a sprint car if it wasn't for them guys. Go check them out. And you for doing the broadcast as always, and C2C and everybody behind the scenes for everything they do.
All righty, man. Great job tonight, and we'll let you go. Great job.
Thanks.
All right, Brian Dickens finishing here in second. Now we go to victory lane to talk with your winner and Ross Carina. Ross, a dominant one for tonight. Noah could catch you. Just walk us through it.
Yeah, I mean the track was basically an ice rink there at the end, so it was just make sure that you didn't give too much throttle and not make a mistake. I guess basically all it was.
I don't know, man. I don't think anyone has anything for you to start off the season. Yes, you did go down from Renegades to Rebels due to your IL, but hey, you got a really good chance to contend for this Renegades or for this Rebels championship coming on up. Just are you thinking about that early, or what's the mindset like now?
Well, it'd be nice too. Crappy part for me is I farm, so springtime comes farming usually in Minnesota. Hopefully I can make as much as I can and only have a couple where I can use those as my drop weeks and can contend for a championship. It'd be nice. Be my first one here at Coast to Coast, so that'd be always fun.
That would be awesome, that's for sure. So what do you expect for this Renegades race tonight?
I honestly I feel it could be kind of the same type of race like that. Hopefully we can do a couple 3 wides, 4 wides, 5 wides like we did last week at Limaland. That was, I have to say, that was the most fun I've had on the sim in a long time, racing that Limaland race last week in the Renegades. But hopefully we can all be clean and kind of repeat that performance from last week. So entertainment for you guys up in the booth.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Phantom Motorsports guys, Vanderbilt guys, M9 Performance for the setups, Velocity Race Design, sponsor Weichel Sportswear, Joey Lindgren, photography, you guys for putting on the show, and obviously Roger, everybody behind the scenes making this league work.
All right, man. Great job tonight. Congratulations. Best of luck in Renegades.
Thank you.
Ross Carina gets it done here tonight in Renegades action. We're going to step aside and go to break. When we come back, it's time for the Renegades. Stay with us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight when we talked about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
Under the lights here at Kern County as we are getting set to go here for Renegades action. Brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Bryce Cal alongside Zach Chapman. Zach has been a good start here to the night so far for sure. Now we move on to the Renegades. Last week we saw a great return to victory lane by John Short. What does it have to take for him to go 2 for 2 tonight?
It's going to take hitting the invert right. This track is really worn out. It's going to be tough to pass, kind of like what we saw in the B feature, or the Rebels feature there. It's honestly just as bad as the feature, I think, and we still have a lot of racing left to go. So going to be, you got to be smooth, and you really want to hit that invert tonight. You know, you don't want to miss out on the 5 bonus points for qualifying, but boy, is it going to be hard to come from 4th and win a heat tonight. And your starting spot's going to be everything.
At the same time, in my opinion, it's also going to have to take a stop to stop Stephen Goldner from going to victory lane. How successful he has been throughout the season, especially last season. So, all right, qualifying is set to go here. We'll get the first driver out on the racetrack, and that is Brandon Templeton once again in the Dirt Track Manufacturing 6 Racing Network number 31. Pop up the times here on your screen. Lap 1 underway for B-Temp. Coming into the weekend. It's first start of the year. Did not race with us last week. So it's B-Temp that will set the bar here. As the lap times come in, look who's quickest. Shaggy at a 14:32. Not said that. Keith Jackson now quickest. Steven Goldner goes second. Watch Goldner here on lap number 2. He may have actually got off. I'm not too sure, though. A little bit sloppy. Brad Wade possibly. Quickest of anyone in Sector 2. Second quick on lap 2 with a 14:05. So Keith Jackson, your pole sitter here at the moment. Here comes John Short off for turn 4. Blake Chapman, 5th quick on lap number 1. Short off by 500. Here comes the salesman across the line, slower on lap number 2. The birthday boy last week. Happy birthday to Blake. Ross Corinna 6th on lap number 1. Jesse Atkinson 4th on lap 2 at a 14:13. Great lap for him. Corinna slower on lap 2. But the Macho Man Tyler Wilson, an awful first lap at a 14:6. This one has to be better. And it is up to 10th at a 14:26. Everybody is qualified, and so Keith Jackson, the quickest driver, at a 13:97. 21 drivers will take the green flag here this evening.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when you're almost half a second faster than a guy named Jesse Bandy, you figured something out. That's an impressive lap for Keith Jackson.
Absolutely. Well done, the driver of the 113. First heat race is always brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole, here we've got the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, the 042, and the boss, Ross Corinna, in the 10. Row 2, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in the 127, and Keith Jackson in the 113. Row 3, Barry Goldner in the number 36, and Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Rounding out the grid, Kyle Moonen in car number 24. Feels so weird to see Kyle Moonen in the back of this heat race. Not even with a penalty.
No, I didn't want to jinx you, when you were talking, or jinx Goldner when you were talking about who could beat him, but I'm normally not one of the quicker guys, and I was running times similar to Goldner in warm-up, so I was a little bit worried for him, and it seems like his other teammates are struggling as well. So Keith Jackson was kind of off in his own time zone. But I can almost guarantee you, Marty, that nobody set up qualifying setups for a track like this. This had to throw everyone for a loop.
Probably. So, all right, Heat 1, winner on pole. Let's see who's checking in real quick before we go green. Natarina, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, watching from Ukraine. Thanks for tuning on in tonight. So we got 21 viewers watch on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. So,
Green, green, green.
All right, green flag is out. Here we go. Atkinson catches the berm. Still stays side by side with Jackson for third. Watch the race for the lead off the corner. The boss has it over Wilson. They nearly touched though into turn number 1. Super tight action here.
Yeah, Ross shut the door and Wilson cracked the throttle enough to give him a hold, but I got to imagine if that's the last lap of the feature, Wilson may think twice.
Jackson looking for second on Tyler Wilson. On board with a 113. All over the tail tank of Corinna for now, but still has Wilson to his inside. Final transfer spot, Jesse Atkinson for right now. Top 4 drivers all under a blanket.
Yeah, Moonen sitting there in 5th is just hoping that one of those drivers make one little mistake so he can get up there and try to get a transfer spot.
Jackson swapped low and now races wing to wing for the lead with the number 10 after having the quickest lap last time by at a 14:10. Oh, he catches the berm though. May lose some time because of that. May even lose second to Jesse Atkinson. Meanwhile, Kyle Moonen up to 4th, past Tyler Wilson. Atkinson nearly takes it 3 wide, 3 to go this heat.
Yeah, I think Keith doesn't want to be on the bottom here in 3 and 4. He was hoping he could throw.
Oh my goodness, Corinna! Everyone in it except for Keith Jackson. Final car through is Jack Hitt. Unbelievable. Jackson leading at the white flag. Jesse Atkinson's got a chance to start on pole tonight. What is going to happen off of 2? Jackson's got weight cabin. Atkinson is clean. Jackson low. Chuck that Atkinson low. Wilson low. Wilson sideways. The Pink Panther wins it. Wilson and Head take the transfer spots. Oh my goodness.
What an exciting race. Tough deal for Ross. He was going for the double tonight, going back to back, and winning the first heat would have been a great start. But if anybody can come back, it's Ross.
Again, everyone makes the field here, so keep that in mind. Almost 3 wide at the line if it weren't for Wilson getting sideways. So next up, Heat 2, brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports. John Short on pole position. Next to him, it's B-Temp Brandon Templeton in the 31. Row 2, Stephen Goldner in the number 30 and Brad Waite in the 814. Row number 3, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39 and Jeff Barker, the Brute to Beats in the 513. Rounding out the field, let's wish a happy birthday to the captain, Gary Taylor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Steve Bixler, for that note. So we get set to go here for our second heat race. Zach, what are you watching out for?
Well, you know, you talked about Shorty. Could he go for 2 in a row? If he wins this heat, that's a great start. Because I said it's going to be really hard to pass in this feature. So he wants to give himself every advantage he can. But, man, he's got some dogs behind him, Marty.
There he does. No call for Brad Waite to grid. Everybody, again, makes the show. Winner starts outside of the front row. Next
Green
to
flag,
Jesse
green
Atkinson.
flag.
Green flag is out. Short catching the berm. Side by side, 51 now able to clear B-Temp. 31 though has the preferred line on corner exit. Off of 4, they touch. Same with Goldner. Nearly tight as Templeton catches the wall. Here's Jackson. Goldner up in second.
Yeah, Templeton's lucky to have survived that one. Got pinched in the wall a little bit. Maybe should have backed out a little earlier, but all in all, it worked out, and they're still racing.
Here comes Spangler for third, touching tires with Templeton. Spangler quickest car on the track last time by the 14:21. This time by the line and short at a 14:17. Crisscross with Templeton for P3.
Yeah, Shorty's loving all this racing behind him. Just lets him extend this lead. He doesn't have to worry about anything if they keep racing like this.
Absolutely. Spangler may go for second on Steve. Reigning champ shuts the door. Now they're trying to pull away here from B-Town. 3 to go, meanwhile, in Heat 2. And like you just said, Zach, this is all John Goldner.
Yeah, man, he's figured something out. He's put some time in the offseason and really looking to put a stamp, try to be a 2-time champion.
Stephen Goldner nearly goes around in turn 1, but Spangler catches the wall. So, high side banger, not able to attempt here. Oh, maybe until now they touch it. Spangler's to the wall again. Using that wall, it's kind of like momentum at the same time. You know who's going to win this heat race. Who is going to finish second? Goldner or Spangler? They touch. Goldner gets it over Spangler, and they go crazy at the end. Woo!
Yeah, those same cars won't be in the feature tonight.
That's some good racing.
Yeah, it was. Gotta love guys that let it all hang out like that. And, you know, yeah, they made a little contact, but, man, that's clean last lap racing.
One more heat race to go here tonight, brought to you by Glenridge Motorsports Park, and here's the starting lineup. And look who's on pole position. Shaggy Zach Chapman in the 72, next to Jack Clevenger in the 78. Row 2, the salesman Blake Chapman in the 20, and Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row 3, the Bandyboat Master Jesse Bandy in the 49, and Devo Donovan Ross in the 5, rounding out the grid, Randy Shreves in car 56. Alrighty, Zach, best of luck here in this heat.
Yep, appreciate it.
So field rolling off here. Winner starts inside of row number 2. All right, field down the back straight, ready to go racing.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out underway for heat 3. A lot of guys getting tight in turn 2. Has the lead. The Chapman show in 3 and 4. Zach against Blake. Not related. Zach leads, Blake second. Clevenger third, 3 wide of the corner with Schatzer in the middle. 4 wide here. Clevenger has a bumper full of Schatzer. Hanging on to it. Shree's hanging on for dear life as well. Donovan Ross around the outside. Right on board with number 5. Up to third of the line, 1 car sideways, that's Randy Shreves, he hangs onto it. Back up front, Zach and Blake for the race lead. Salesman with the preferred line and drives his way around the 72. So Blake Chapman takes the lead, Zach not giving up. There's still 3 wide for position, and Schatzer puts Clevenger in the wall. Looks like Warren Wallace putting Mike in the wall in that Geico commercial. Around the outside is Schatzer again, this time against Bandy for 4th. Is it his off for 4? Yes, it is. Clean pass by Superman. Quickest car on track now. It's Donovan Ross for 14:31. 1 lap to go, and it's the salesman Blake Chapman out in front of Zach. John Shorkin, the win for KSR last week, had to give the Galen shout out as always. Making his way off the corner, it is Blake Chapman that starts 3rd tonight. Zach Chapman 2nd, followed by Donovan Ross, Kurt Schatzer, Jesse Mandy, Randy Shreves, and Jack Clevenger. Now it is time for warm-ups. We will step away. When we come back, it's feature time. Stay with us, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Warm-ups wrapping up here. Keith Jackson, your quickest driver at a 14.234. Zach, this is going to be a heck of a feature coming up. I'm excited to see what's in store.
Oh my gosh, you aren't kidding. You can make a bunch of different grooves work. It's really all about throttle control right now. On my quickest lap, I know I'm barely ever over half throttle, so you don't want to mash the gas and think it's going to be your friend, because on a track like this, boy, it's only going to get you into trouble.
Absolutely. We will see what happens. Jackson, your quickest driver. And again, we want to thank you so much for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. Let's meet the field of 21 ready to take the green for 35 laps. Here's your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole is Jesse Exton in the 127. Next to him, John Short in the 51. Row 2, the salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20, and Keith Jackson in the 113. Row number 3, Stephen Goldner in the 30, and Shaggy Zach Chapman in the 72. Row 4, the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42, and the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Rounding out the top 10, Devo Donovan Ross in the 5, and Gentleman Jack Hit in the 217. Row 6 is Speed Top, Brandon Templeton in the 31, and Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row number 8, the Money King, Kyle Moonen in the 24, and the Brute to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 8, the Vanderbilt Master, Jesse Vandy in the 49, and Barry Goldner in the 36. Rounding out the top 10, the Captain, Gary Taylor in the 34, and the Boss, Ross Corina in the 10, actually Randy Streams in the 56 rather. Then it's Ross Corina and Brad Waite in row number 10, and Jack Clevenger rounding out the field starting 21st. Set to go for racing here. Zach, who's your pick to win tonight?
I wish I was about to say Zach Chapman, but I'm going to say Blake Chapman. He's really fast, and he likes to feed that bottom, and that's what this is going to take, I think.
Give me Jesse Exton from pole. 2 flag-to-flag winners. Give me Jesse Exton tonight. So, but anyway, good luck tonight, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Going to need it.
Steve King Foundation Pace Truck on pit road. We are ready to go with our Lucy Olsen start. Field down the back chute, 21 men strong, about to take the green. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? The Pink Panther, Shorty, and Showtime at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. Off at corner number 4, John Short looking to lead lap 1. Jesse Exton all the way around the outside, takes third away from Blake Chapman. Stephen Goldner rounds out the top 5 off at turn number 2. Last week we saw a pack race in the Renegades. Possibly see it again. Who knows here at Kern Raceway? That's how the drivers are looking. Keith Jackson up to third, past Blake Chapman. Now he takes the peak downstairs on Jesse Exton. Watching the full finish, 1 car up the wall. We got a couple of drivers coming. Zach Chapman is running up along with Jack Hit. Everybody keeps it straight though. Drivers all pretty much fanned out, single file. Jackson taking a peek again on the Big Panther. Backing out, see if he can work the cushion. Blake Chapman now looks to become a factor here. Jackson up to P2 with the lane at the line. Jackson started in 4th, now trying to catch one of John Short. Salesman looking for 3rd on Jesse Atkinson. Behind them, it's Spangler and Goldner who are racing each other in their heat race. Spangler's got a friend behind him, that's Tyler Wilson. At that cushion, see if he gets a drive off at turn number 4. Not looking out for him a lot. See a lot of yawn at turn 1 for Stephen Goldner. Not really helping. Jackson trying to take that second position back from Keith Jackson. Don't know either. Best race on track is 411. Side-by-side action. Donovan Ross and Zach Chapman. Drivers not to good starts, really. Each had their moments early. Oh, contact between Vandy and Head. Hanging on. Goldner and Spangler meanwhile for 5th. 9 laps in the books. Still your leader is John Short. Jackson dealing with the pressure still of the Pink Panther. First guy up high was Steven Golder. Did he just touch with Patrick Spangler? I'm not too sure. See that in the background, but couldn't really tell though. Spangler though with the third line. High side banger in his patented line. And Spangler edged out Golder there barely. Last time they were side by side across the start finish line was at the end of a heat race. That was the race for second too. This time Golder nearly pinches Spangler up the wall. Racing on track on board with Wilson. Great start to this one here, folks. Got racing all around once again. Not a lot of pack racing, but still some side-by-side battles. Right now it's still John Short out in front. 7/10 of a second his lead over Keith Jackson, and they are approaching lap traffic for the first time tonight. That's Barry Goldner in the number 36, and he gets out of harm's way. That's the leader's race. It almost holds up Keith Jackson. That got a little bit tight there for sure. Back off still. Stays a half second behind the leader. Next driver is Gary Taylor in the 34. They want to cut the birthday boy some slack though, just saying. Nice corner for Jackson where he pulled up to the rear tire of Short. Almost catches the wall up on the cushion. It's going to help him though. Gets a great drive on corner exit. Last time by, Jackson closed in by 0.2 of a second. Here's the 5-lap average, and who's the better driver? It's the 113 right now over last week's winner. Jackson trying underneath. On a straightaway between with the next lap car. Jackson with green light off in turn 2. Not a good back straight for John Short. Will we have a new leader at the line? The answer is yes. Keith Jackson to the point as we work lap number 20. And now Short's car may be starting to fade. Here comes Jesse Atkinson, who is battling Jackson for the heat win. Back on board with the Pink Panther. Top 3 cars under a blanket for the race lead. Short pulls up to the tail tank, takes a peek upstairs. Middle groove for Shorty, looking for that race lead back once again. Jackson still in the clear. Better exit for John Short. He retakes the lead on lap 22. And Jackson stays back in second spot. Look from the aerial shot. Top 3 all nose to tail. Blake Chapman trying to close in the 4th spot. Jackson on the top shelf. Short tries to shut the door. Jackson has to back out of it. Atkinson low for second. Nothing there. You see Jackson pinch the wall for just a moment. The high side is the sweet sauce for Keith Jackson. Now he sends it underneath, catches the berm, nearly throws a slide down job on John Short, and the 113 takes the lead back as we're going to 10 to go. Now it's 3 wide for the race lead. Atkinson looked low on the other 2, didn't work. And more lap traffic, the leaders are approaching. First driver is Bread Weight Racing Jeff Barker for position. Jackson says it's time to turn on the afterburners. John Short still trying everything. The 2 drivers in front of Jackson racing for position and side by side. This could get interesting. Bad turn 2 for Jackson. Gary Taylor, meanwhile, was crashed. No caution. We stay under the green flag. Short and Atkinson racing for second. That's just what Jackson wants in the rear view mirror. If he has it turned on. Gap is at 0.8 of a second. The biggest lead anyone has had tonight. 7 laps to go. Another look at the 5-lap average, if we can pull it up there. There you see it. The best car on track, I think, was Kyle running 7th. Dirty air. If Keith Jackson can survive it, He will likely win this race. Brad Wade, first driver. The leader approaches. Barry Golner, also going to be a factor here again. 1 second advantage for Jackson on Short and Atkinson. So he's got some leeway to go through, but 5 laps to go. Contact with Barry Golder, nearly goes around. Did he save it? He did. May have actually held up Short and Atkinson too at the same time. Now a lap car separates Jackson and Short and Brad Wade. Now to attack Jeff Barker with 4 laps to go. Looks underneath, and I think the Birds and Beasts may let him go here. Hearing that Stephen Golder may have just crashed and put it on pit road. Jackson gets through with no issues. Big wad in front of him though. John Short needs something special to happen. We'll see if it does happen. 2 sticks in the air by Barney. 2 laps remaining. Will Keith Jackson take his first win of the season? I'm pretty sure he's one of the renegades in the past. I gotta look. But it's been a while since we've last seen him win on Monday nights. White flag is out. We're on the last lap. Keith Jackson in the PDC 113 works his way through turns number 3 and 4. Race 2 of the season to the 113 of Keith Jackson in a race that lasts 8 minutes and 48 seconds. It was the pass on lap 22 that paid off for Jackson, but also the lap traffic. Congratulations to Jackson on taking the checkered flag here tonight. Zach, you got to be tired after racing the green to checkered feature without a yellow in between.
Yeah, you aren't kidding, man. That was a lot of fun. A little bit of bumping every now and then between a couple people. But man, dude, that was. You got to expect that a little bit on a small track, you know, throwing sliders and crossing each other over. But it was full of excitement. Don't know what it looked like for you, but man, it was exciting in the car.
That was a blast to watch, that's for sure. So, may need to give everyone a couple of bonus points just for that, or something special. On a tight racetrack like Kern County, we have a green to checkered feature. We'll pop up the results here for you. Every driver except for Stephen Goldner finished the race tonight. Your biggest mover, by the way, up 7 spots is Kurt Schatzer. Kyle Moonen also was up 7, and same with Ross Carina, but obviously it's the higher spot that counts for the bonus points. 15 drivers finishing on the lead lap, and Stephen Goldner was the only driver that did not finish the race. I want to take a look and see what happened to Stephen. We know he was racing inside the top 10 at this point. Let's take a look.
Yeah, not sure. Coming out of turn 4, he just pulls off the track. He was right in front of me. It's literally right when I passed him. I'm not too sure what he did it for.
That is awkward. Stephen, if you're watching, text the chat so we can know. Because we are confused. So, but don't have anything yet. Again, Stephen, if you're watching, let us know here. So all we just need is, I think we've got everybody set here. And yes, that is the case. All right, 3rd place finisher, Jesse Atkinson. Jesse, how much fun was that one going green to checker tonight?
It was fun. You know, haven't had one of those in a while, so it was nice to finally get through it all the way in one shot.
Approaching those final 15, 20 laps, you were up there with both Short and Jackson. What was your game plan? What was going on in your mind? Were you just hoping for the 2 to make a mistake, or where did you feel like you were going to be better?
I was hoping to get them around the outside of 3 and 4, but it's the Kern County is notorious for just being one lane most of the time. I mean, you can make a pass, but somebody has to like not be on the right line or just kind of mess up. So I was just kind of hoping for one of those, but around somewhere middle top of 3 and 4, you could send it in there, get some grip off, and I was hoping I would get them there, but just never really had the right opportunity when we were approaching those final laps with lap traffic and all that. We were close. Probably could have had maybe second. I don't even know where Keith Jackson was. He was kind of gone, but we'll settle for third.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I got to think Fort Cloaking Media is always TWR, Velocity Race Designs. Who else is there? Adria Esports, all the guys back there. Got to thank everybody. I don't know. Got to thank everybody for watching, I guess. Thank you for putting on the broadcast. Got to thank Coast to Coast for putting on these races, all the admins, as always. Always have a fun time regardless of what happens. And yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, great job. And we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Jesse Atkinson finishing in third. John Short, let's talk with him, our second place finisher. John, that's got to be a tough one to swallow, man. A great car for you tonight and a great start to the season, but where did you feel your car may have given away in the long run?
I just couldn't get well, I don't know if anybody could, but getting through 1 and 2 was pretty tough tonight without scrubbing a bunch of speed. And then I got back by Key. I didn't really know where to run, being out in front there. I just figured I was running the line that I was trying to keep my momentum up without spinning the tires and keep a nice line would be tough to pass. And I figured, well, if he's going to do it, he's going to have to go up top to do it. And he did. And then he went back to the bottom. I was like, well, here's my chance to get by him again. So I got by him, and then I missed the line a couple of times, got a little anxious, and I probably should have went up to the top in 3 and 4. It's probably honestly where the race was won there. I felt like when I hit it right, I was making pretty good speed off the 3 and 4 down the front stretch, and but apparently Keith was doing a little better job than I was. So hats off to him. He earned it tonight. He had to pass some cars to get there. And he didn't start third or fourth, but he still, he had to pass some people, and he made it look good. So hats off to him. I'm definitely happy with the second place finish running here. I came into the night not very optimistic. So
who do you want to give shout outs to on this run?
I got to thank my wife and family for allowing me to do this. Got to thank God and thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Thank Roger and everybody who runs the league. It's a big operation, so appreciate that. Thank Preston for the wrap at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, and thank the KSR boys, Christ Sim Racing. Definitely a lot of fun. We were missing a couple of them tonight, but hopefully we'll be back to full forces next week. And last but not least, I got to thank Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, our main sponsor. Definitely the best popcorn out there. Go get yourself a bag. Just go to galenshomegrownpopcorn.com. Type in the code CART at discount. That's code CART, and get yourself 15% off.
All righty. Well, we'll let you go. Congratulations on a good run. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Let's go to Victory Lane, Extreme E-Speed Victory Lane, to talk with your winner and Keith Jackson. I did some research while we were doing the interviews. This is not Keith Jackson's first Renegades win. His first one came at the same track. Actually, check that. This is his first ever Renegades win. Man, Sim Racer Hub uploads pretty quick. So, first ever Renegades win. Keith, how does this feel?
It feels good, man. It's been a long while since I've had a win in anything, so it's good to get one tonight.
Man, walk us through that race with John. That was a lot of fun to watch. At the same time, you looked really good on that high side.
Yeah, I got around him that first time, and then kind of got comfortable staying on the bottom, and he went back around me through the middle there, and when you're out there, you don't know exactly where everybody else is running, and we had a couple lap cars up there. It's hard to gauge your speed off them, so luckily we were able to get some momentum built up in 3 and 4 again, and shoot it in there pretty hard going into 1, and made it stick, and was able to get through lap traffic and hold everybody off.
Yeah, I want to ask you about the lap traffic. Did you think it was going to be really tough to get through, especially at a tight track like Kern County?
Yeah, it's just this new build. It seems like the pace is so close to everybody's a lot more equal in speed, so I figured it was going to be a little bit more difficult. Luckily, though, that 3 and 4 line, nobody else was up there in those marbles like that, so I was able to get a couple free ones almost, because everybody was still kind of staying down to the bottom and to the middle. And then just 1 and 2 was chaos, because there was no really preferred line and wanted to. It was just everywhere on the track. But I think I got into Barry a little bit. I apologize for that. But yeah, it was a fun race. Just glad to finally get a W again.
Absolutely. Next week, I believe we are headed to Weed Sport. What do you think about that going on in?
I think since this update, there's everything you might as well throw away because it's totally different now. So pretty much start from scratch again.
I'm sorry to interrupt you there. It's actually Lucas Oil. My apologies.
Yes, same difference. Same difference there for me. I haven't ran that place much, and like I said, everything's changed so much. It seems like this last update, so it's pretty much a fresh start. It feels like.
Absolutely. I was looking at the micro sprints, by the way. That's where they're racing next week at the port. So, who do you want to give shout outs to, though? Nevertheless.
Team Greg, Gary, Jack, Devo, you guys for putting up with our shenanigans on Monday nights, and Roger and all them for putting these things on every seems like about every night of the week now.
Alrighty, man. Congratulations, a great win, and hopefully we're here once again next week.
Yep. Thanks, gentlemen.
Keith Jackson, a first-time Renegades winner. Congratulations to him. Zach, final thoughts here on tonight.
Impressive group of driving tonight, guys. I know there was a little contact all throughout the field, but I'd have lost a lot of money tonight. I thought we would have had at least 5 or 6 cautions. So to go flag to flag, no caution there. That was really impressive and carried over from last week and sets the standard even higher for next week.
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. So we will talk to you next Monday from Lucas Oil Raceway. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, Extreme eSpeed TV, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig and his talented group of admins. On behalf of my broadcast partner tonight, Zach Chapman, Mari Scala signing off. Congratulations to your winners, Michael Vitale in Open 358, Ross Carina in Rebels, and Keith Jackson in Renegades. So long, everyone.